Welcome, fight fans, to another super edition of Medieval League, and what a start. That's a sign of things to come. We're going to look at the details of both our fighters for today's action very shortly, and a thumb across the neck. This is already incredibly intense. Let's have a look at those details. Both young fighters, 20 and 22 years of age. Anton Hristov, 176 centimetres, 78 kilograms. A height and weight advantage over Ivo Mollov, 12 centimetres taller and 14 kilograms heavier. Is that going to be a significant factor in this battle? Let's find out. Both fighters ready, sword in hand, stances, headgear on for protection. Referee will get us underway. Let's get fighting. Big quick start from Ivo Mollov. Mollov is in the beige outfit and Hristov in the darker green. And already a sword down onto the ground. You get the impression very early on that this is going to be two completely different fighters. You can tell already by the stance of Ivo Mollov. He's the more gymnastic, as we've already witnessed in the opening few seconds before the fight was even underway. And just a few little twists of the wrist there, the flexibility. Oh, and this is getting a little bit physical very early on. Referee will have to keep his eye on this one. Couple of good slashes to the head from both fighters. Right there, that was the move from Mollov that says everything about his fighting style. Down low on his knees, lunging in with a flick of the wrist. Hristov, a much more regular fighter, you would imagine. And a big push back into the sun awning there. Referee stopping things, getting things back underway. So Hristov, a more traditional fighter. Big swipes from both men. And Mollov is going to take advantage of his agility, flexibility. And Hristov, well, he'll have to use his additional weight and height. And you'd imagine a much stronger arm at the base of that sword. Flick of the wrist over the top from Mollov, not quite connecting. Both fighters just feeling themselves out here, just touching on their opposition. Trying to spot the weaknesses against their strengths. Great to see Slavy Chow and Radimir Mirchev watching in the background. And a dive and a miss from Mollov sends him into the grass. Oh, see the striking action there. Going for the tip of the sword into the head guard. Whereas Mollov, much more of a slasher and attacker in that dimension. Good strike onto the head from Mollov. Just 30 seconds left in our opening round. And both men have settled into this battle now. They were just seeking to destroy in the first couple of minutes. Another push to the body. Back against to his fighter, but swings with a miss with the right arm. Another stab to the centre of the body. A push away from Mollov. And another sword down, and that'll take us to the end of round number one. Well, not a lot to separate Anton Hristov and Ivo Mollov. Let's look at some replay action. The highlights from the opening 2.5 minutes. It got very physical very quickly, this fight. There's the flick of the wrist and around the back of the side of the head. A little bit of untidy battling in that moment. Look at that move from Mollov. That signals his intent for the entirety of these 3 rounds. Getting low, soft knees, low to the ground and coming up to strike like a python. Great strike into the top of the head from Mollov. And you see much more of a jabbing action from Hristov when he attacks. Both men looking for space. Look at that one into the chest from Mollov. And these will start to hurt. And the men will start to get tired, just about staying on the floorboards there, Hristov. And again, the right hand going for the little jab to the neck and the top of the chest. And that was the push and the miss. Let's go again. Hang on 1 second. Ivo Mollov is not fighting with his glove on his sword hand. Now, I would not want to get hit with one of these swords with any intensity. That is going to be an absolute knuckle stinger if Hristov can attack and land one on that hand. That's a dangerous, or a very brave move, let's say. And again, just a push with the shoulder off the platform that these two fighters are fighting on. Plenty of stops in this fight, a couple of smiles and laughs from those watching. Great to see such a great crowd. Another push back. That's one apiece, Mollov and Hristov. Good example there. You never stop watching for a second. There was 1 second of hesitation. Oh my goodness, Hristov! 3 great strikes and sends the sword flying of Mollov into the undergrowth. We'll get that back. Well, the intensity is not slowing. And back underway we go. 1.5 minutes in our second round. Swiping from left to right from both the gentlemen at every single angle. It looks like some tactics have gone out the window. And this is a pure street fight now. So many times we've seen the jab with the sword right into the heart. Right there again into the neck. 2 in a row from Hristov. And they are so hard to defend. Again, push with the left palm into the face. Off the arena, on the floorboards, into the grass. Let's go once again. Less than 1 minute in our second round. That one just almost dislodging the headgear of Anton Hristov. And they're just fighting at a little bit more of a distance now. They've worked out who can do what the benefits and the strategies are, and the advantages of both fighters. It's very hard, really, unless you were told at the beginning of this fight that there was such a great height and weight advantage. They're both physically pretty comparable. Stab into the chest again from Hristov. Look at the stance. Look at this from Ivo Mollov. Look at his left hand when he's preparing to fight. Is that hand just almost orchestrating what's going to happen next, feeling out the fighter. And he's actually got ambidextrous. He had a couple of swipes with his left hand there. That lack of glove not holding him back whatsoever. Highlights of our second round coming up. Let's take a little look. That was a big 2-3 swipes to the head, and Mollov didn't really know what to do. The only thing he could think of was, well, let's just push him out the way. But that's never going to last for long. Mollov in reply, couple of good strikes to the head. Not got the power of Hristov. Such a close battle this one. No idea who's winning this. And then they worked at a little bit of a distance. Neither of them could really find a significant chink in the armour of their opponent. The strike to the neck, pushing Mollov back. Didn't really know what to do, arms in the air. If these were real swords, he'd be in a lot of trouble with that tactic. But we are at safety paramount. 3 or 4 strikes to the face in this round for Hristov. And there's a really good sign there of the still with that agility, flexibility in the right wrist of Mollov. And Hristov, when that happens, nobody would know what to do. You don't know what angle the sword's coming from. Oh, here we go again. Big strike to the centre. Didn't work. Pushed away. Hristov knew exactly what Mollov was going to do. And he turned to his side, deflected the attack. But Mollov is coming to this round like an absolute warrior. Strike to the centre, using the two-handed technique now on the sword. Maybe just getting a little bit tired. So this is the first time we've seen Mollov with 2 hands on the sword, more pushing away. A couple of laughs and giggles from the crowd watching at the side of the arena. And they are witnessing a wonderful battle. Strikes into the body from Mollov. Holding onto the sword, not sure that's allowed. Defended with the left forearm, pushed again right into the lap of Chow, and Mirchev still watching and enjoying from the sidelines just as we are. Sword held high from Mollov, and that allows him to come striking down and even takes the sword out of the hands of Hristov. Well, I've no idea which way this one's going to go. No man backing down, and they're having a little bit of a dance here. Encouragement to stop. And people arena side can see the entertainment in that, but this is medieval fighting. Fighting being the key word. No grappling, no dancing, no wrestling. And we start once again. Clashes from the swords. Nobody making a real impact in the last few seconds, apart from that one into the face of Hristov. Wow, big strike. And that'll rattle his opponents. Only 40 seconds remaining in this thrilling contest. Neither man backing down. Full respect to both fighters. And a sword once again goes to the ground. And this is the first time... Oh, he's standing on the sword. Excellent. A clap from Mirchev in the background. 20 seconds then. All-out attack from both men. Oh, try to throw the sword into the heart of Mollov. Some interesting tactics being used in the last few seconds. Hristov now has lost his fighting glove too. So just 5 seconds of all-out warfare to end this fantastic battle. And there we go. I have absolutely no idea who's won this one. Incredibly close. They embrace at the end. The camaraderie always on show in Medieval League. And Hristov just looks a little bit tired there as he takes off his headgear. And we're going to see just a last set of replays and highlights. Another brilliant round. Look at this for a start. Mollov went for the big dive, did not work. Pushed away. It was a much less physical pushing and shoving in that one, which was aided the entertainment. We want to see striking action, but there was certainly some. And Mollov defying his weight disadvantage to really push Hristov around whenever he got the chance. Some lovely close range and battles at distance in this one. They knew each other very well by this point. Couple of clatters to the side of the head, 3 in a row from Anton Hristov. That's a lovely couple of taps again to the side. No answer from Mollov. What a wonderful fight. Who's going to win? Fist bump from both of our fighters. Lovely to see. Referee will raise the hand of one man, and it is Ivo Mollov. And he's even got time for a phenomenal celebration. Once again, we hope we've enjoyed Medieval League fighting at its best. We'll see you soon.